They thought they were invincible, but they lost everything before sunset. The mighty Byzantine Empire, once the unrivaled force across the eastern Mediterranean, never expected to be defeated by a force they considered a mere desert rebellion. In the dry, windswept plains near the Yarmouk River, what began as a confident display of imperial power turned into a disastrous collapse. In just 6 hours, it was August 636 CE. The Byzantine army, led by the seasoned General Vahan, had everything on its side: superior numbers, cavalry, armor, and support from allied Christian tribes. Facing them were the Muslim forces under the brilliant tactician Khalid ibn al-Walid, a former general of the Quraysh who had once opposed Muhammad himself until he embraced Islam and became one of its fiercest champions. The two forces had been circling each other for days, trading small attacks, skirmishes, and diplomatic letters. But when the time came, Yarmouk would not be a prolonged siege or a month-long war. It would be a 6-hour storm. The battle began with a feint. Khalid's forces appeared to retreat. The Byzantines, seeing weakness, charged. That was exactly what Khalid wanted. The battlefield was a rocky plain bordered by deep ravines, perfect for traps. His cavalry wheeled back with lightning speed, surrounding the Byzantine flanks. Within the first hour, panic rippled through the imperial ranks. Then came the sandstorm. A fierce wind kicked up dust and debris, blinding the Byzantine soldiers. But the Muslims, fighting with the sun at their backs and the sand behind them, used it as cover. In a whirlwind of coordinated attacks, they broke through the Byzantine center. Veteran Arab horsemen charged like thunder, cutting deep into enemy lines. By midday, what was once a grand imperial formation was in chaos. Supply lines were broken, banners fell, commanders were isolated or slain. Byzantine soldiers, unsure where to retreat, fled toward the cliffs of Wadi al-Ruqad, only to find themselves trapped. Thousands were pushed to their deaths, others surrendered in despair. The army of one of the most powerful empires on earth had been shattered in a single afternoon. More than 50,000 Byzantine soldiers perished. Vahan disappeared from history. Some say he died in the rout. Others claim he escaped, disgraced and forgotten. Either way, the Eastern Roman Empire never recovered control over Syria, Palestine, or much of the Levant again. The Muslim victory at Yarmouk didn't just shift power on the battlefield, it changed the world map. Within just a few years, Damascus, Jerusalem, and even Egypt would fall under Muslim rule. The Byzantine Empire retreated, not just physically, but politically and spiritually, into a smaller, more fragile corner of its former glory. But how did this happen? How did a seemingly unstoppable empire lose to a smaller, less equipped force in such a short time? The answer lies not just in numbers or weapons, but in leadership, morale, unity, and divine conviction. Khalid ibn al-Walid was not only a general, he was a master of terrain, momentum, and surprise. His soldiers believed in their cause with fierce clarity. Many fought not for gold or empire, but for faith and a vision of justice they believed transcended borders. Meanwhile, the Byzantine forces were fractured, multinational, multilingual, and poorly coordinated. Their strength on paper was undercut by confusion in the ranks and a dangerous underestimation of their enemy. Power and numbers mean nothing without purpose, unity, and wisdom. The Battle of Yarmouk teaches us that arrogance can blind even the most powerful, and that true strength often lies in strategy, spirit, and belief. It reminds us that history can turn in a matter of hours, and that empires fall when they fail to understand the winds of change. Want more forgotten battles that changed the world in a single day? Follow for more captivating historical stories that you've never heard in school.